Hey, I'm AC. This is my friend Kurt leaning in the back. Let's talk about youth ministry.
Boom! Hello. Sorry, I was just relaxing a little bit back there.
That was
It's a long week.
Yeah, man.
A long
You look
week.
really cool back there.
Do I?
Yeah.
Thank you. Nobody ever
Little
tells
gangster.
me. No. Ooh.
Maybe a
Wow.
little
Ga-
Well,
a little-
you got the
wow.
you got the beard.
Yeah. Somebody the other day saw me with a freshly shaved head,
Yeah.
a little bit of beard, and they said, "If I didn't know you, I'd be kind of afraid of you." And that was like one of the greatest compliments. I've got small man syndrome.
No, dude,
nobody's
that's perfect.
afraid of me.
That's
Of
what
course,
you want to hear.
Of course, she was a 19-year-old girl.
Ah.
So she might have said afraid of / creeped out.
That
It
could have been.
might have
No,
been. It might have
totally.
been.
That could have totally been. Well, this show
what's up,
we're
dude?
going to be talking about speaking. So each
Awesome.
one of us are going to give just 2 tips.
Okay, because this show
Two
is
great
a
tips.
10-minute maximum.
Yes.
Today it's going to be less than 10 minutes.
Yes.
We're each going to give 2 top teaching tips.
Yes.
Now, neither one of us are professional speakers.
No.
We speak to our youth groups once in a while. Me, probably a little bit more than you, but nowadays I
Totally.
kind of jump around. So take these tips for what they're worth.
Yeah.
They're just 2 tips each
Yeah.
when it comes to public speaking in front of teenagers in a church setting.
Mine are all from failure. So these are all what not to do.
Well, I
for
mean,
me
mine are
that,
probably. I think mine. I
that
think
has
that
helped me.
I think you could say the same thing for me.
Yeah.
Okay, so why don't you toss out AC? You want to toss out 2 at a time,
I'll
or you
toss
want to
out
do
one.
one? Okay. Okay.
My first one is just know exactly what you want to say. Know exactly what point you want to drive home. Because, of course, we all know speaking is just kind of a mixture of what you want to say, what comes to mind when you're up there, and then also you kind of want room for the Holy Spirit to move, and you want to make some room for that to kind of like happen. But know your point, like know what you're going to drive.
So are you
drive
saying
home.
know what you're going to say as in have it scripted out, have it rehearsed, or are you saying at a higher level, like know what the one thing is you want kids to walk away
Yeah,
with? Okay.
I would say. I mean, I script mine out.
Yep.
And then kind of go over it in that way. But of course, we know when you get up there, you're going through what you're talking about. But you're also, things are coming up that you may feel like, man, I need to say this.
Yeah.
And you want to say that. But if you've rehearsed well and you know that main point,
Okay.
that
Okay.
really helps.
Yes. So one of your teaching tips, one of your big ones is know what you're going to say
Exactly.
and say it well.
Yes.
Like say okay.
Yes,
well,
because to me, for students, they're going to hear what they need to hear.
Okay.
Some are going to hear the first 30 seconds and be
Yeah.
like, wow, that was the best message
Right,
ever.
right.
Because they got what they needed from that first 30
Right,
seconds. Everything
right.
else was kind of like,
Yeah,
blah, blah, blah.
yeah.
So just know what you're, know what you want to say in
Okay.
totality.
I like it.
Yeah.
One of my tips, I think this might be my number 1 tip, is it's about them, not me. In
That's
other
good.
words,
I need to write that
don't
down.
speak about what I want to speak about.
Totally.
I don't speak about what God's been teaching me this week in my quiet time because I'm 47 years old speaking to a group of teenagers.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's teaching me stuff that a 47-year-old guy needs to be thinking about.
Yeah.
Right? In my quiet time. I don't teach kids what I think they need to hear all the time. There's some of that where we know what they need, whether they know it or not. But I think the biggest rule for communicating is it's about the audience, not the communicator. Abraham Lincoln, back in the day, I'm going to butcher this quote, but he has a quote where he says, "Before I give a speech, when I'm preparing a speech, 75% of the time I spend thinking about what does my audience want to hear. 25% of the time I spend thinking about what do I want them to hear."
Exactly. Yeah.
So I'm tired of teaching Friendship 101.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear another lesson on Friendship 101.
Yeah.
I've got it down. I'm good in areas of friendships. I'm terrible, but I am what I am.
Yeah.
I'm tired of the topic.
Yeah.
Junior hires, high school kids, they need to hear Friendship 101 over and over and over.
Yeah.
I might want to teach on Mosaic Law
Yeah.
because just kids don't know enough about Mosaic Law. these days.
Yeah.
But that's not what junior high kids need to hear about.
No.
Right? So my number 1 tip is set aside my selfish desires.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the audience. It's not about me.
That's good.
Okay.
That's good.
Give another one.
This is probably it goes right along with the first one. Is just lean on the Holy Spirit. I think a lot of times we personalize. Once you get off the stage and you feel like, man, that was crappy, or man, I didn't say what I thought I was going to say.
Right.
It's kind of like, know that you're not changing hearts. It's not you that's changing hearts. It's the Holy Spirit that's working through you.
Okay.
And in that
so now
sense,
you're making sense to me, because at first I'm almost hearing two contradictory values.
Yeah.
Prepare, know what you're going to say, but lean on the Holy Spirit because it's up to Him anyway.
Yeah.
So
they're both.
Have those two meet for me.
I think that's a tension.
Okay.
That you live in as a speaker, as a youth worker, as just ministering one-on-one.
Right.
I can be saying things.
Okay.
But I'm not doing I'm being used.
Gotcha.
I'm not necessarily. It doesn't mean I shouldn't prepare. It doesn't mean I should not know what I'm going to say.
But you need to leave room for the Holy Spirit.
But I have to leave room. I have to lean on Him to change the heart.
Surprise you, yep.
Because at the end of the day, sometimes you can walk off and be like, that was a debacle. What was I saying?
Right.
But you have students who are like, man, that touched me. You didn't know that, 2 weeks ago, I was going through the same thing when you talked about this.
Yeah. So would you say the preparing is a discipline?
Yeah.
Your first tip, know what you're going to say.
Yeah.
The lean on the Holy Spirit is almost a mindset, a spiritual discipline.
Yeah.
It's a state of mind when you go up to speak.
Totally.
Okay.
Totally. Yeah.
So you don't want the preparation to block that.
No.
Nor do you want that to allow you not to prepare.
Prepare.
Right. Because, how many times do you hear people say, I'm going to throw away my notes today because I feel the Lord, and I want to say, no, the Lord is probably not telling you to teach something you have not thought about at all.
Yeah. If you're really smart, you would pray while you're preparing your notes.
Yes.
It's not a throwaway and God is just going to...
Something tells me the Holy Spirit knows a couple days ahead of time what He wants to do in the hearts of your kids Wednesday night.
Totally.
All right. Okay. So far we've got prepare and know what you're going to say. It's about the audience, not me. Mm-hmm. And we've got lean on and leave room for the Holy Spirit. My second tip would be never forget the power. And you mentioned this accidentally earlier. Never forget the power of the first minute and the last minute. Mm. The first minute's the most important minute, and the last minute's the most important minute.
That's good, dude.
Because one sets it up, sets the table, piques their interest, makes them go, oh, this is going to be good. Ooh, what's he talking about? And the last one wraps it all up, ties it in a nice little bow.
Yeah.
So they might not remember a whole bunch of the stuff in between. Mm-hmm. But man, you've only got one first impression.
Yeah.
And you've only got one last impression with your message. So never forget the power of the first minute and the last minute.
That's awesome, David.
So there you go. Now, if people walk away from this session of Let's Talk About Youth Ministry here at the morethandodgeball.com blog brought to you by Simply Youth Ministry and Group. if they walk away with nothing else other than I'm going to prepare a little bit better than normal and know what I'm going to say, for some people.
Yeah.
Other people might say, I need to rely on the Holy Spirit a little bit more than I do.
Yeah.
And know that He's up to something. 3, I'm going to put the interest and the needs of the audience above the interest and needs of myself as a communicator. Because I like to feel good. I like to talk about stuff I'm knowledgeable about. Yeah. Okay, it's about them, not me.
The Greek words.
And the Greek words.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make a great first minute, and I'm going to make a great last minute. Good. Man, those are 4 tips.
Those are huge.
We'll all be better teachers. We'll all be better communicators if we do those 4 things.
Totally.
We'll see you guys.
Peace out.